Before we start this video, I just want to dedicate this video to my sister. She passed away on the 15th of June. Devastated, to say the least, but she always supported me in everything that I did. So we're gonna power through and do this video, and this is for her. Let's go. Everybody be honest. How many of you have ever heard of the motorcycle company Moto Morini? Anyone?
Anyone?
Moto Morini has been around for an extremely long time, but we won't break down the history of Moto Morini. I'll let you go ahead and do that on your own time. But in the meantime, in between time, we have this beautiful adventure bike right here. This is the Moto Morini X-Cape 1200 in this beautiful Italia red. This is your big boy adventure bike. And here at the heart of it all, you have an 1187cc liquid cooled 87 degree V-twin 4-stroke dual overhead cam engine. This thing is a work of art. And the mind-blowing thing about this is when we talk about the features on this bike, you are gonna think that this is some higher end BMW, but this thing, with all the little gadgets and trinkets that we are gonna talk about, this thing comes in at a crazy price point of $12,999. Now, of course, you're gonna have to factor in destination charges and things of that nature. Now, the transmission, you have a 6-speed transmission with a quick shifter and auto blipper. Quick shifter is you being able to not use the clutch when you wanna shift up. And also the auto blipper will allow you to shift down without having to pull in the clutch as well. What does that do for you? Quicker shifts, more consistency in your shifting, and basically a faster ride if you're going for that. This thing also has a slipper clutch, which is crucial when you have ABS. You also have a hydraulic clutch with the Brembo radial master cylinder up here. And this bike is also chain driven. Now this frame is made of both steel and aluminum. Also has an aluminum swing arm, and you do get this center kickstand. Now this thing has a wheelbase of 60.8 inches. It has a clearance of 7.5 inches. The seat height is 33.1 inches. So you can see when I try to mount this bike, I am 5'11". Oh, here we go, yeah. So just barely, I'm able to put both feet down. So it's a tall bike, but rarely do you ever sit with both feet down. You're usually like this. So this thing also has a dry weight of 523 pounds. And then you have a 6.5 gallon fuel tank. Now, Moto Morini has done something, well, I'm just gonna call it M&M for now. I keep saying Moto Morini, but M&M, there you go. M&M has done something extremely innovative with their fuel tank. Now, instead of the fuel tank being here at the top of the bike, which makes it more top heavy, M&M has lowered the tank and wrapped it around the engine. Now, lowering the fuel tank, what does that do? Well, it gives the bike more responsiveness, enhanced control, as well as greater comfort going across any terrain. And then the forks, you have 48mm KYB fully adjustable inverted forks that gives you 6.7 inches of travel. So in the rear you have KYB as well. It is a progressive linkage single shock. Up front here you have dual 320mm rotors. You have 4-piston Brembo monoblock radial calipers. And in the rear you have a single 280mm disc. It also has a Bosch cornering ABS with off-road mode. So up front you have a 19-inch tangential wheel. And in the rear, you have a 17-inch tangential wheel. And we'll talk about what tangential means here shortly. So for shoes, you got 120 Scorpion Trail 3s. And basically what the tangential spokes are is they're cross-laced. As you can see, it kind of has that old school spoke look. Very, very nice touch in my book. So tangential wheels are good for torque transfer, weight distribution, as well as durability. This bike has all LED lights, extremely bright. Something that's super special about this particular light right here. So these are your cornering lights. Now, from what I've told, I haven't experienced this yet, but as you're dipping into the corners at night, depending on which way you dip the bike, the lights will turn on and light up that corner that you're turning into. Here you go right there. You can see that front dash cam. You do have this adjustable windscreen, fairly easy to adjust. Just come here, push it out and up to bring it up. And of course, you just do the reverse to pull it down. As I stated before, full LED lights. There you go. Here is the all too needed cruise control. It's just by a switch. Just click it on, which is awesome. Set, resume. You also have traction control that you can turn on and off here on the fly if you want to turn on the heated seats. And so, of course, if you are sucking in air through the radiators, you do want to extract that heat coming out of here. I love how this looks. It's pretty gnarly, it's pretty aggressive, but of course all the heat is extracted out of there. Now, one thing that I was wondering about, if that heat will come back to your leg, it doesn't. Now, I will say here where the exhaust is, you will feel a little bit of heat up under your leg, just a little bit, nothing too crazy, but this heat shield, it does a little bit, but not a lot. So just be wary of that. Of course, you have your luggage rack right here, and then you have your passenger seat that is heated. And I'm almost certain that the rider seat is heated as well, but somebody can check me on that. Now, these right here is what they call the ear view mirrors. And if you were to jump on this bike, you would see why they call it ear view mirrors, because those things, they feel like they're mounted to your shoulders, like they are right there by your face. But it's good because the wider angle out towards the end, it is actually wide enough to where you get a good view of the road behind you. All right, so let's go here to this beautiful TFT screen. So this is a 7-inch TFT touchscreen with Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Check it out. Oh yeah, that is beautiful. It has navigation, music, phone connectivity. You also have a high resolution dash cam, but you have to have the Road Cam app. You also have a rear facing blind spot indicators, and I'll show you that here shortly within the side view mirrors. You can kind of see a diamond shaped kind of emblem. Well, whenever a vehicle is coming from the rear, you can actually see this turn amber. Let's go ahead in here with the driving modes. All right, so these buttons right here is what controls the TFT screen. Hopefully the glare isn't too bad, but as you can see, this is your TFT screen that has all your vehicle information. We're gonna go ahead and play with this a little bit. Of course, you have your engine warning indicator right there. Of course, we're in accessory mode, so that's gonna be on there. You got your ABS light. This is probably one of my favorite features. This bike has probably the best sounding exhaust I think I have ever heard.
What's going on, my peoples? Today we are rolling in the 2026 Moto Morini 1200 X-Cape. This bike is 1187 cc's of goodness. This is one of your big boys of the adventure bike realm. And so we're just out taking it about. I've pretty much probably already gone over the specs of this bike, and this thing is, I love this bike. I've had it for a few days now. Been able to really get out and get on the highway to just kind of check out this bike and see what it's all about. This is a fairly big adventure bike. I mean, it's 532 pounds, I believe, is what it says it comes in at. But this bike does not feel like it once you are riding it. Now, just riding and putting around town with this thing, very manageable, nothing too crazy. Definitely has some get up and go to it. You also have a auto-blipper as well as a quick shifter. And so for those who don't know what those two terms is I don't have to pull in the clutch to upshift or downshift. Now, not all bikes have that, but there are a lot of people who wish they had it on their bikes. And what would you want something like that for? Well, it gives you a bit more consistency in your shifts. It allows you to quick shift. It allows you to shift quickly, a lot more quickly than you would if you were doing it manually, which I'll do here from time to time. I kind of do a hybrid. I'll do kind of an in-between. So I'm trying to get the camera angle to a couple of different perspectives. One of the perspectives you'll be able to see my feet shifting. That's a new kind of camera angle that I'm trying out, and hopefully it works pretty well. Of course, I got my standard Insta360 camera, and then I'm mounted right here with my GoPro. Now, this bike feels really good, especially today. It's pretty windy, cutting through the wind like it's nothing. Like, you do have an adjustable windscreen, but and right now it's in the down position, but I have not necessarily needed it, like, at all. And I mean, of course I'm sitting very upright, but it's not beating me up in my chest or anything like that, and so I've been keeping it down. Alright, so this instrument panel, I can basically roll through the different rider modes with this button right here. You got wet, you got off-road, you got all-terrain, and then you have sport. So we're just back at road. And this bike really does good dipping into turns. Love the way this turns into corners. Now, I did mention earlier about the tech. This thing has some phenomenal tech in it. Of course, the all-important cruise control. We all know that is a must-have. Burbles and pops get me every time. Gotta love it. So you're sitting up very, so this bike, of course, with most adventure bikes, it's very top heavy. Moving it around it's fairly easy. It's not very difficult, especially you have the grab handles on the back around the passenger seat, so that allows you to, you know, maneuver this bike around if you need to move it in the garage or out of the garage. It allows you to be able to maneuver it fairly easily. Moto Morini has made me a huge fan of this bike, just because of how well put together it is. Premium materials. You got Brembo brakes all around. You got braided lines all around, all throughout, which just kind of tells you about this craftsmanship. and all for a very, very good price point. The mirrors on this, as you can see, the mirrors, they are right there. Like they feel like they're attached to my shoulders. You get what I'm saying? But they're not in the way. They're really good as far as the visibility goes. No problems, no issues there whatsoever. Arm position feels good. The handle grips has your hands just slightly shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit more, which is fine. It's a relaxed position. Definitely no wrist fatigue. You know, something that I experience very quickly. Well, quicker than this on my sport bike.
Everybody, there you have it, the Moto Morini X-Cape 1200 in the books. Had a great time. I want to thank Frontline Eurosports for allowing me to do a review on this vehicle, and as always, and my good friend Andrea for setting this up. Thank you guys. Thank you so very much. I definitely appreciate you. And everybody, it is a wrap. Moto Morini, if you don't have one, you need to get one. If you are a diehard adventure bike person, you are going to want, at the very least, to go and check this out at a dealership near you. So everybody, thank you guys very much for coming to the channel. If you like the video, make sure you go ahead and smash that like button. And if you like the channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell notification button, so each and every time I put out a video, you will be notified. And as always, everybody, remember, everybody deployed, and Topeka, I love you.